As a startup founder, your most important job, arguably, is delivering a magical experience for your users. So today we'll be answering this most commonly asked questions from founders in our community around how to deliver these magical experiences for users. So without further ado, let's dive right on in. Hi, everyone. My name is Shuo Chen. I am a former founder, now investing in founders and teaching founders at Berkeley and Stanford. And I'm excited today to tackle one of our most commonly asked questions, which is how to deliver magical moments for users and build these great product experiences as a founder. So without further ado, let's dive on right in. Our first tactic for today is to front-load the wow twice. So let's figure out what this means. Well, number one, you want to identify what makes your product really special, or at least better than the other alternatives that are out there. So perhaps it could be that you're faster, you're more convenient, you offer faster insights compared to anyone else, but you want to figure out what is so special in solving the user's needs, desires, or pain points. Once you figured out what makes your product so special, you want to redesign the onboarding experience to remove distractions, remove extra fillers, remove any sort of setup friction that might cause issues for the users that are coming on board. And that way, you want to surface what is special at the soonest possible moment. So if what you've identified that makes your product special is that you deliver a product faster than anybody else can, then you want to make onboarding as easy as possible, perhaps even one click, so that you can get things delivered at the soonest possible moment. Because if obviously the value isn't really available early on, then your adoption very quickly drops. And what makes this advice a little bit different than just delivering a great experience is that you actually want to design for a second wow moment that just shows your value again and really emphasizes how magical using your product is compared to anyone else out there. And you want this to enforce building a new habit for these new users. So for example, it could be that your product allows for real-time team collaboration. So as soon as a user engages, you deliver a really useful template that they can immediately use to collaborate with their teammate in a shared document. So you want to deliver not just one wow moment, but immediately reinforce that with a second wow moment. So the first wow moment typically converts users by accident because they're stumbling across your product and saying, hey, let's give it a try. But the second wow moment helps you retain these users on purpose. So this first tactic is really around front-loading the wow moment, not once, but twice. And that takes us into our second tactic for today, which is you want to make any sort of change that the user has to adopt to as painless as possible. So why do we want to make change as painless as possible? Well, we all know that we're all creatures of habit and any sort of change is pain. So minimizing change as much as possible will deliver the best possible experience for your users. So you want to try your best to just embed into your users' existing workflow as much as possible, whether it is through auto detection, whether it is through preloading configurations, pre-built templates, plugins that can see your user's screen, existing integrations into any sort of tools or databases they're already doing. Anything that you can do to just take everything that your users are already experiencing and preloading that into your product is going to be a wonderful experience for your users. So it could be, as an example, that if you're an email productivity tool, if you can auto-detect any sort of Gmail threads and preload these templates, that's going to help your users save a lot of time. And by saving your users time, you're getting them more excited about your product and getting them more excited to actually continue to use you. And in this process, you want to avoid any sort of major overhauls. You don't want to have your users have to do any major rewrites, learn any new syntax, change any infrastructure, etc., unless it's absolutely necessary, of course. But anything that you can save your users from redoing is helpful. So as an example, if you are a developer API, you want to add features via backward compatible extensions because you don't want to break any sort of existing code. So you generally, as tactic 2, want to focus on making change as painless as possible. And that takes us into tactic 3, which is you want to help finish something meaningful for the user. You want to ensure that for every new user that comes onto your platform, they do or build something that is valuable immediately, not eventually. And you want to make sure that you help them wrap up this specific workflow or experience. You generally want to guide towards an output that is complete and functional, that holds standalone value even outside of your product, that reflects the user's ownership. So I'll give you some quick examples of what I mean by each of these. It could be that you have a data ingestion tool that is complete and fully running as a separate connector. And so this is a complete and functional experience. They can actually use this as a standalone experience outside of any other tool. They can just plug this in and help you ingest all the data and convert it from one format to another. And at the end of this, they are the owner of all this data. So it meets the 3 criteria of output that is complete and functional, standalone value, and reflects user ownership. As another example, it could be that you have a web app that is a platform as a service where you can deploy applications with a public endpoint. So this public endpoint that is deployed, it's complete and functional, holds standalone value, and reflects the user's ownership in this end product that is produced. So in this whole experience, you want to make sure that you help the users finish with something that is meaningful and distinct so that users can really remember what it's like to use your product. So in summary, how do you deliver a magical moment for your users? Well, 1, you want to front load the wow twice. You want to then make change as painless as possible for your users. And then 3, you want to help users finish with something meaningful that is standalone that they can take and run with beyond even your product experience. So with that, we've talked about how to deliver these wow moments for your users. And if you want to learn about other traps to avoid or other tools you can leverage in this process, please check out our newsletter hyperlinked below. And in the meantime, please feel free to comment on this video with additional questions you might want us to answer and reach out to us via email or LinkedIn with any additional feedback as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to chatting more about other top questions from our founder community in a future week. Thanks so much.